Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. Happy Sunday. Welcome back to another episode of the Queen Candy Podcast on another episode edition of our Sunday Positivity Talk. Okay, you guys, think we already put the bug in your ear last week. We said we were going to be talking about suicide prevention because September is Suicide Prevention Month. And we don't know about y'all, but we pretty sure everybody either knows or has experienced that, unfortunately, in some way, shape, or form. Um, it's nothing to play around with, you guys. We've heard numerous times. Being in the foster care system, we've seen it amongst girls we used to live with from various walks of life, just dealing with all kinds of mental issues. Somebody unfortunately touched them inappropriately, things like that, or abused them. We went through child abuse, so we definitely can relate to that. And it affects you. We tell y'all our story, short version. Been through, like we said, foster care system, homeless, um, slept on the streets with our kids, unfortunately. Uh, been through a few domestic violence situations, dealt things with family, made our share of definite dumb decisions. We ain't even gonna say mistakes, they was dumb decisions. Did we know it was gonna happen like that? No, we did not. But it is what it is. Everything we still believe to this day, and we always will, you know, um, happens for a reason. Nothing is ever by accident. We don't care how ugly it can be. And we just to say this to you guys, life can be hard. Life can be hell, sometimes. Hello, everybody. Welcome in. Life can be hard and it can be hell sometimes. Um, was just talking to our daughter last night, and she's dealing with some stuff, not to, put all the business out there, but she's dealt with, mental health issues as well, and so have I. So, like we said, we know how it is, feel like you this big loser, like you this big screw up, like you always there for everybody else and nobody is ever there, for you when you need the help, and we think it's real common among women because, we naturally like to nurture, and take care of everybody around us, so on and so forth. And, being a wife, a mother, caregiver, you at the job, or a friend, a family member that's going through something, we naturally like jump in and we do the nurturing thing, the protecting, and I understand what you're going through. I'm here if you need anything. That's how we are. That's exactly how we are, and we had to learn you can't really we wouldn't advise you to do that for everybody because unfortunately a lot of people don't reciprocate that same love and that same support. A lot of people have their own motives and their own agenda, if you will. Hello, everybody. Welcome in. Their own agenda, if you will, um, to their own plan. We can't put no more simple than that. Their own plan. And we allow that. We went through this. So I would say this ain't no shot to nobody, but we went through that. We allow it to consume us. We allow it to, control us. And sometimes it's inadvertently. We don't intentionally do it. It's like our daughter says, she's like, well, mommy, I don't really allow people or let them do the things that they do. And we like, we know. We know. Please believe we know. And you don't have control over other people. I wouldn't want that anyway. I honestly wouldn't. You can't control what other people do, but you can control yourself, your words, your actions, and y'all, we wish we knew this a long time ago. It would have been so much stuff we wouldn't have reacted to, with so much we wouldn't have even fed into or gave it any amount of energy or time. We wish we knew, but like we said, you live and you learn. You be stupid, then love, and try to be cool with everybody. And before you know it, like we said, you look up like, what the hell? How this happened? How did my whole life get to be a mess? And we definitely we hate when our daughter talks like that. We hate when anybody talks like that only because if you knew the power that you can hold, that you have inside you, like the abilities, the things that you can do, don't let nobody ever tell you what you can or cannot do. That's not their decision. Whatever dreams, whatever goals, whatever was given to you, your vision, it wasn't a group meeting. It was a one-on-one. So make it mean something to you. That's the only thing we say to everybody. Make it mean something to you. The money is going to come. People will eventually connect with you and, see you serious about what you do, whatever it may be. And, they'll link up with you. But, we think, and this is something we went through, and our daughter is like the mini me. the mini version of us. So we used to do that all the time. Like, why am I here? Like, for real, what is my purpose? Every time something didn't go wrong. And this is a natural instinct that we all do. Like, why is everybody so far ahead of me? Like, am I that much of a loser? Like, what am I doing? Why am I not as successful? And this is something we, I want to say about 2 years ago, about 2, 3 years ago, really came to the realization of stop comparing yourself. Like, I'm not where they at. Like, what's wrong with me? You know, people don't give me attention or support me like they support them. What's wrong with me? Like, it's nothing necessarily wrong with you. People just, hello, everybody, happy Sunday. People just, gravitate to. Only thing we can say is people that they can relate to. You know, people that they have something in common with, things like that. That's the only thing we can say. So it's not necessarily they're better than you, they just in a different lane. And, so what if they are ahead of you? Congratulate them, still support them. If y'all don't talk to them every day, check in every now and then, that's what we had to, really do with ourselves. That's what we was like, am I that horrible? Like, what I got to do to get people to look at me or pay me some attention or even just show a little bit of support? What I got to do? Like, they successful, they getting these big, so-called celebrities on their show and they monetize and they getting the support. Like, what am I not doing right? And what helped us was, it might not be your time yet. They're where they are for a reason. You don't know what they had to go through to get there. You only know what you had to go through. And that's just like, with our upbringing, our past. A lot of people don't really know our story. Pretty sure y'all have a story as well, or somebody that's dealt with suicide or, thought about, unfortunately ending their life, and we can definitely relate to that. So when we come back from our first break, we're going to have a real heavy story for y'all. So we're going to try to keep it as clean as possible. We're going to have a real heavy story for you guys about our own personal experience. But anyway, yeah, it can mess you up. Just like we said with our story. We dealt with a lot of mental health. We was in a couple of facilities when we lived in Florida, was on medication, everything. None of it helped. We thought it did at the time, but we hated taking that medication because it made us sick. It made us nauseous and stuff like that. We didn't like it, so we just stopped. And we went to therapy. We went to, the mental health institution. And yeah, we telling y'all, we went there trying to get help, telling them about our past and blah, blah, blah. Who did this to us? Who said this? The whole 9 yards. And what really hit us like a flood, y'all, it hit us like, you just need to deal with your issues head on. One thing we always said, you can't go around it, can't go under it, can't go over it. So you might as well just deal with it and go through it. Even if you at fault, it's all good. At least you realizing that and you're going to take some step. It's better than nothing. Take some kind of step and do something about it. A lot of people don't. But you can't go through this life always thinking you're right. It's just improbable and it's not feasible and it don't make no damn sense. Because we're not always right. Barely. Barely always right. But everybody done been through something. Everybody has their own story. Everybody has their why, their reason for doing what they do. We just make sure it's on the right side, on the righteousness, because what's that phrase? Hurt people. And unfortunately, that's all a lot of people know is pain. That used to be us. Whenever we got hurt or somebody did something to us, we retaliated every time. And nothing got solved. All that was left was a bunch of destruction and chaos and pain and anger and resentment. And we've let go and dealt with all our issues because we had to be like, you accepted this behavior. You got into this relationship. You dealt with this family member. You messed up. You responded, said things you shouldn't have, whether you was right or wrong, that's irrelevant. Said things you shouldn't have, responded in an immature, childish way, and this is us talking about ourselves. Um, and you should have just walked away. You should just let it go and not fed or even believe what these people were saying, because nobody has it all together. But everybody got an opinion, like we got a butthole. Everybody got an opinion, just like they got a butthole about your life and how you need to get your life together. And one of the things that helped us is you don't even have your life together. How you gonna give me advice? How in the world you gonna give me advice and you ain't even got your life together? And we know people like that. They got an opinion about everything we do. Real talk, y'all. Ask our husband if you don't believe us about being in control, what people doing to us or so-called doing to us. And like we can't think for ourselves, or we not smart, or we stupid, and stuff that people used to say to us, which is why we cut them off. Another thing we suggest real quick, you got people like that in your life, cut them off, because they don't mean you no good. They don't care nothing about you. They just want to see your destruction, see your demise, see you fall every time. And surround yourself with the right people. But don't let that affect us for too long. Because we was like, maybe I do need to get it together. And we was trying, don't get us wrong. We was trying to get it together. Hello, everybody, welcome in. We was trying to get it together and still are. We're doing a lot better now. Doing a lot better. We had to just accept a lot of things from our past. It happened. We got our heart broke. Did we deserve it? No. Users lied to us, whole 9 yards, everything. Was it really our fault, or did we deserve to go through that? No, absolutely not. We accepted a lot of behavior, been in situations we shouldn't have, and just a whole lot of mess. Whole lot. And we had to let go. Another thing people dealing with that don't do. You can't hold on to your past. You got to let it go. Especially from your childhood to your adulthood. It's going to affect you, anybody you come into contact with, relationships, whole 9 yards. You got to let it go. You can't hold on to it forever. Shouldn't hold on to it at all. Because while them people going on with their life and still living and doing whatever they got to do to make it, you sitting around mad at them like you drinking poison and expecting them to die. That's not feasible. It's not going to work. And then we do the same thing over and over in relationships, job, career, school, whatever. We do the same thing, repeat the same pattern over and over. And for those that do not know, this is the definition of insanity. We repeat the same thing over and over, and we expect something different to happen. Never gonna work. We can definitely tell you that from experience. We had to realize you got to do something different. You can't rely on nobody else. And don't get us wrong, if you got people in your life that support you and they there, that's good. That's always a plus. But a lot of us don't. So we was like, you got to pick yourself up. You got to fix yourself, whatever you broke, on your own. Nobody else is gonna be able to do it. That's why we always like to use the words self-esteem, self-love, self-acceptance, because those words start with yourself. When you get sick and tired, and we know we done heard this phrase, when you get sick and tired of being sick and tired, you're going to do whatever the heck you got to do to get out of it. That's what we came to. It wasn't working. It just wasn't working. We were surrounded by so many mean and hateful people. I was trying to destroy us and stop us from our dreams and everything. Called us stupid. We wasn't good enough. We wasn't smart enough, pretty enough, and we had to. Yes, we are. We are what we like to call a beautifully flawed mess. And we've accepted that because we will never, ever be perfect, but we do know that we can be better. That's it. That's all. And we don't care how small of a step you take, as long as it's in the right direction, at least you're doing something. You're taking that step and that leap of faith that not a lot of people are willing to do. We'll talk, y'all. So what we about to do, you guys, is stop running our mouth for a few minutes and play some music for you guys. But when we come back from this first break, like we said a few minutes ago, we're going to share a very personal story of ours dealing with suicide prevention. So I said we ain't going to get into it yet, but when we come back, we're going to share. So it's going to be a very personal story. We're going to have something to show you guys as well. And like we said, we know exactly how it is, you guys. It ain't easy, especially when you stand out on your own. Man, you become public enemy number one. Seems like we've been like that our whole life, or the black sheep in the family. But like we said, it's all good. Like we said, everything happens for a reason, and we still here. So that's always a beautiful thing. So we're about to play some music for you guys. Go through these comments. Thank you to everybody for joining in. We have a couple people in the room. Thank you, guys. Like I said, we're not calling you out by name. We promise we're not ignoring everybody. We just be running our mouth doing our live stream, so on and so forth. But we definitely see people coming in. So we appreciate all you guys. So we're going to play some music. I run my mouth again. Hello, you guys. Hello, hello. Welcome back to the Queen Candy Podcast on another episode of our Sunday Positivity Talk. So for those of you guys that are just joining in, like we said, this month we are talking about suicide prevention, you guys. And we said we were going to share a story with you guys as well. Our own personal story we've dealt with with suicide prevention. So like we said, you guys, we've had our own unfortunate experience with suicide prevention and whatnot. A few years ago, we were still living down in Florida, homeless at the time, might we point out, with our 4 kids. And we attempted to try to take our own life, to sum it up. And just so y'all see we ain't lying, I don't even know if y'all can see this or not, but it's right there. It's really hard to see, but you can see the little scar a little bit. Right there where our finger is. Those 3 little marks right there, which is where we try to there we go, right there. I think you should be able to see it. But yeah, where we, attempted and tried to, as we say, take the easy way out. We did try to felt like we didn't have another way out. We thought that everything was over. We felt alone. Everything that could have possibly went wrong in our life at the time, it was going wrong. And we just like, I don't know what else to do. We remember sitting in our car, and like we said, we're going to try to keep this as clean as possible. We're sitting in our car, and as you can see, we tried to, cut ourselves. And it almost succeeded. Obviously, it didn't. So Allah's the greatest for that. Had to heal, obviously. And, when everybody found out, it was like, why did you do that? What the hell were you thinking? Just yelled at us, just ridiculed us, and damn near like broke us down. And we like, you're not even gonna ask what I'm going through. You're not even gonna ask what I'm dealing with right now. So supposedly for some reason I had succeeded. Then what? It's amazing because this is why we wanted to share our story. Remember, sitting in the car, think we were staying with our sister at the time, and family is the worst. And we just remember going out to the car, sitting. Think our kids had asked her to help her with something, and we were right there, and we just had everything bottled up, and we was just like, enough is enough. I want to hurt myself. That's how we were thinking at the time. And are we ashamed of it? No. Obviously, it happened for a reason. And we remember taking the blade and just, we hurt ourselves. Think sometimes you can hurt yourself more than this world can. Talk about being your own worst enemy. We can be ours. And that's something we really had to work on and fix. It's something we really had to work on and change. Hello, everybody. Nobody else could do it for us. We remember sitting in that car and we just was like crying while we were doing it. Was not one of our proudest moments at all. But now we can use it as our own testimony, if you will, as to being able to relate, being able to understand. We already know. We know all that pain, all that anger, and we remember feeling it. Like to this day, we remember feeling every inch of it. The loneliness, the feeling like we was a loser, like we just could not get anything right. And it was a shame that we had this so-called family and this so-called relationship. We had so many so-called people that claimed they care. And when we attempted to harm ourselves, nobody was there. If we remember correctly, we don't even think we told our mother and our sister. Only think our daughter's dad knew, and only a select few people know. And that's for a reason. Hello, everybody. That's for a reason. We just remember feeling all that, like, I can't do this no more. And it seems like it's the easy way out, don't it? It does. Like, you don't want to be in this evil, cold, self-centered, selfish world, because that's what you encounter. A lot of people that don't care nothing about what you're going through. Nothing about what you're dealing with when you step outside that door. You could have just lost somebody. But we wanted to share our story with y'all because, like we said, we know. And shortly after that, it was like, you need to get some help. You need to get some therapy, do something to fix yourself. And like we said in the first segment, we had just realized, separate yourself, number one. Get from around these people, because you're going to wind up dead. That's what really made us change. Same old pattern, same old thing year after year. And we actually thought for a minute that we was a loser. That's why we did it. We actually thought we would screw up. For anyone that wants to know, that's why we did it. We actually thought, I'm never going to get this together. I'm never going to get it right. I'm never going to be perfect. That's why we tried to take our own life. Many reasons. We had so much anger and hate and pain inside of us, and we're talking about ourselves. We didn't know what else to do. And like we said, we had so many so-called people around us, and we didn't have one person we could talk to. And of course, we're not going to burden our kids. Absolutely not. They're dealing with enough because of us. And that was another thing we was carrying with us, all that guilt, what we were putting our kids through, whether it was on purpose or not. But we was carrying all that guilt with having them sleep in the car, hotels, or homeless and all that stuff. And we was in shelters and everything. And that was guilt we just really got rid of. Because we just had to tell ourselves, you did the best you could. Stop beating yourself up. Good Lord, stop beating yourself up. It's done. Ain't nothing you can do about it. It's in the past. It's done. And we was just like, enough is enough. Time to bounce. Time to leave Florida. Time to do something different. Because it just was not, it wasn't working. We were surrounded by so many people. Oh, wow. That didn't give not one damn about us or care about us at all to even, make sure we was good. Or make sure we were safe, make sure we was okay. And Like we said, if you're surrounded by them people, get the hell away fast, please. They ain't gonna do nothing but keep you evil, keep you angry, keep you vengeful, make you weak to the point where you want to hurt yourself or try to take your own life or whatever the case may be. Hello, everybody. Get out of that. Get out of all them weak emotions, because you can do it. Like we said, people knew how much power that we really had, male or female. We respond to things so much different. And yeah, we did try to take our own life and whatnot, but the way we responded to us, it's our own personal opinion, was weak. Yeah, we was going through a lot. Yeah, we was going through hell and high water. No, we didn't have anybody there, but we didn't really know any better. We thought that was the only solution to our problems, to our issues, to everything, everything we was dealing with. And it wasn't. We had to learn, and we've done this through Islam, how to find peace, how to accept the mistakes and the horrible decisions from our past, the horrible things we've done, the behavior we accepted. That will never be perfect. We're beautifully flawed, like you said, a beautifully flawed mess. Beautifully flawed, and we love it. Because we know now that we can love ourselves. It's okay. It's okay to not have all the answers, because they all will come. It's okay to not be perfect, because we don't really have to compete or in the same lane with anybody. We can be in our own. Do our own little thing and do us. And like we said, we had to learn how to love ourselves, accept ourselves, and, be beautiful no matter what. And all that does not, period, point blank, come from anybody else. It's within you. And this is a suggestion we keep trying to give our daughter, but these kids young these days, this generation does not want to listen. Stop doing stuff for other people's benefit because it sucks. Stop doing what you think is going to make them happy, because no matter what you do, it's just, if they ain't happy, within themselves, it's not going to work. Not feasible. It's just ain't going to happen. Find your own path. Find what's going to make you happy. Yeah, life is hard. It's been hard for everybody. We haven't met one person that don't have a story, that has not been through nothing, that ain't suffered or lost somebody or had to rebuild or start over. We done did it, we don't know how many times. And doing it now. As long as you breathing and you got breath in your body, you can change it. You can. Don't wait on nobody else to do it. You can change it. You have it. That word can't, get out your vocabulary unless it's very unique situation that you have to. Either you can or you won't. There ain't no such thing as can, because you limiting yourself on what you can do. Your belief, your faith in yourself, your love for yourself. You limiting so much when you're doing that. And that's another thing we need to get out the habit of and fix. It's in us. It's not within nobody else. So, you got to pick yourself up. When you really get sick and tired, you're going to pick yourself up. For real. So, yes, you guys, that's just our little personal story we wanted to share with y'all. Our own personal experience. But like we said, we still here. And, we definitely learned. It was like never, ever again. We are not attempting that. We're not doing that. We're just gonna deal with it, and, keep it moving. That's what we're gonna do. So we're gonna take another break, you guys, and play some more music.
Mm-hmm.
Then we get back. Shh.
Play some music.
Shut. Say hi to the people, baby.
Hello, everyone. How are you doing? And salam alaikum.
That will be our husband, you guys. He's back here making all that noise.
You see this trash, right?
And now we just calling y'all. But we gonna play some more music for you guys, and we gonna come back, give y'all our last few little tidbits and our words of wisdom and advice, plus our social media. Then we gonna go ahead and close out, and we're getting back in the bed because we tired. We're gonna get us a little bit more rest, and get back out here and get to work, you guys. So with all that being said, let's get this over here. We to play some more music for you guys. Stop running our mouth for a minute, and we will be back on the Queen Candy Podcast. Another episode of our Sunday Positivity Talk. Thank you once again to everybody for joining in. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you. All right, y'all. And just like that, we are back on the Queen Candy Podcast. We see some more people jumping in, helping. Hello, you guys. We're about to say help. Hello, you guys. Welcome in. So like we said, y'all, before we went into the break, we basically just going to give you guys our last few little words of wisdom. Of course, our social media where you can connect with us at, and we're gonna go ahead and get out of here. Um, like we said, we got a comment. Who's in there? Hey, Bree. She said, "Walaikum salam." Assalamu alaikum, sister. Thank you for joining in. Thank you. Just saw that comment. Make sure we go back and comment on that. But yes, you guys, we just wanted to give you guys our last few little words of wisdom before we get out of here. So, like we said, you guys, for those that did hear our story, yes, we've been through hell and high water. So we can definitely tell you guys there are better days. There are brighter days. You can get through any adversity. You can get through any setback. Anything people tell you cannot do, you can't do it. Don't ever let people tell you what you can and cannot do. That's not their decision. That's not their call, and it wasn't their vision. It was yours. You understand me? You matter. Your whole life matters, and you get one shot at it. And of course, we know people that have, unfortunately lost their life to suicide. Like we mentioned earlier, we did try to, harm ourselves and take our own life. We did succeed in harming ourselves, but um, we was trying to take our own life. But like we said, Allah's the greatest that we did not succeed. Um, and we still here. Like we said, we've always believed that everything happens for a reason. It's never by accident, never a coincidence. We don't care how ugly it is, how ugly it can be. Suicide is that's something real close to us. And obviously, you heard our story, so you got a good understanding of why. It's once it's done, it's done. We know. Please believe we know, y'all. But there's so many other ways to heal. There's no one way. Everybody has their own way of healing. And we mean in a positive way that's going to bring you longevity and have a long life. We don't mean turn to drugs or anything like that. Longevity. Just like few examples with us. We like to write. We love producing, making our own music. We put our energy. Whenever we do have an emotion, we go through anything, we put all that into something constructive. We say positive things to ourselves, and we know all this. It sounds cliche, it probably sounds corny, but it's true because you got to be your own cheerleader sometimes. You're going to come across a lot of people in your life that are not going to appreciate you. They're not going to deserve your energy or your space or your time. And that's one of the major reasons why we just cut people off. Just didn't deserve it. Should never gave it to you. Should never gave you the most precious part of ourselves. And we actually do not mean our body. We mean our trust, our loyalty, our honesty, just being ourselves, being authentic. Being around you when we saw your true intention, we should have just got ghosted. That's what we pretty much mean. Because a lot of people don't deserve your energy. They don't deserve to be around you. So on and so forth. So you have to separate yourself and do what you have to do for you, not for nobody else. Like we said, trying to do things for other people's benefit, it sucks. Because no matter what you do, you're not going to make that person happy. You can't make nobody else happy because you don't have control over them. You have control over self. Numero uno, number one. Look out for yourself. That's not being selfish because you got to take care of yourself. You got to love yourself. And people can tell from the inside out when you don't. You try to hide it, but ain't anybody hiding with it at all. So, and this is what we try to tell our daughter. But like we said, of course, nobody don't be listening to us. Barely. But you have to stop doing that. The little pity party that everybody feels sorry for me, or I want all the attention. That got to stop. Take that same energy and fix your life. You can do it. There's so many other ways other than trying to, take your own life or hurt yourself or harm yourself. Like we said, we already know because we showed you earlier. Letting these people have power over you and judge you and they ain't even got their life together. Where we do that at? Here, apparently. That's why we just stop listening to people. If you ain't saying nothing righteous, leave me alone. I don't even want to hear it. For real. If you ain't even got your life together, how you gonna judge me? That's what we do, y'all. That's what we do. So basically, in a nutshell, if you know anybody or you dealt with it yourself, it's not the way to go. We can tell you from experience. Okay. You talking? What the heck was we saying? Dang it. Help us out since you're gonna interrupt us. Oh, okay, thank you. Yes, yeah. Well, you gotta do that change within yourself anyway. Anyway, yeah, our husband just decided to interrupt us and tell us he was about to leave, and we're doing our show. Side joke. Anyway, so basically, what we getting at, y'all, is love yourself, value your life, fix it, because you can. Don't rely on nobody else. If you got them people in your life, like we said, that's beautiful. That's great. But you gotta be your own cheerleader. While we sitting around doing all this complaining and whining and moaning, we can take that same energy, and it's going to be a fight. It's going to be a long, hard road. Take that same energy and fix your life. Do something constructive. Find what is value to you. Find something and make it mean something to you. That's what we're saying. Suicide is it's not the way to go. Once it's done, it's done. Ain't no coming back. Like we said, we glad we survived. For real. We were just like, enough is enough. We still here. We still have a story. Everybody ain't gonna feel it. Whatever. We don't care. We're at a point now where, yes, I love myself. So I'll say it again. I'm a beautifully flawed mess, and I love it. And just to help ourselves so we can heal and keep moving forward. Yeah, I messed up. Yeah, I screwed up. But that's not me anymore. I'm doing better, making better decisions every day, finding what's going to make me happy. And that's just one of the many keys to longevity and, having a long life. Just being happy and just accepting your flaws, insecurities, and just dealing with them. Deal with whatever issues you have head on. Even if you're the cause, it's okay. It don't mean you a bad person. Deal with whatever issues you have head on. And just accept it. You was hurt, you was wrong, you was lied to. Hey, it happened to everybody. Now, what we finna do about it moving forward? What we gonna do to be different? What we gonna do to not have the same outcome? You don't have to prove nothing to nobody. You ain't gotta prove nothing. They're gonna think what they want to think regardless. But you have to prove it to yourself. You're gonna have a vision that nobody else is gonna see. Pull up your sleeves. You're gonna have a lot of work to do. It's a war when you're going out here. So you can't go out there blindsided, weak. You gotta go out there being prepared to damn near fight. Everybody ain't gonna have faith in you. They're not gonna believe in you. They're not even gonna support you. but they're gonna be wrong. But that don't mean you got to prove them right either. You prove it to yourself. Number one. So like we said, we're gonna be talking about suicide prevention all month, you guys, and we can keep going on and on and on. But before we get out of here, you guys, thank you so much to everybody for joining in. Then we had a comment earlier. Thank you, Bree, so much for joining in, and we're gonna make sure we respond to your comment as well. Thank you guys for joining in with us here on TikTok. We appreciate you guys so much. You can catch the Queen Candy podcast on our Sunday Positivity Talk this and every Sunday at 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. Of course, you guys can follow us on all platforms, Queen Candy Podcast, and you can catch our show, the Queen Candy Podcast, on all major podcast streaming platforms. So with all that being said, you guys, we're going to go ahead and get off of here, play one more song. Thank you to everyone. Appreciate you guys so much for joining in. Hope to see you guys next week, same time, same channel. So we're finna go ahead and start running our mouth because we can talk all day and get some rest. Oh, get out here, get to work. So you guys enjoy the rest of your Sunday. We know we got an extra day this weekend, so y'all be safe out there. Take care of yourself. Don't get into no trouble now. All right. Y'all be safe out there. And we will talk to you guys. Gonna play one more song. And we will talk to you guys and see you guys next week, you guys. Y'all have a good one.